Hello class, welcome to Soldering Lab. Today you're going to build a board that looks like this sample. You're going to have 3 resistors cut and soldered onto this board, 1 Western Union splice, and 1 just straight wire that you've soldered onto the terminals. Okay, when you get done it'll look something like this. It's absolutely perfect. He used shrink wrap on here. No, this person knew how to solder before they started this class. I don't expect anybody to look like that unless you have a previous experience. If they do, that would be awesome. Mine, I can tell you, won't be quite as pretty. But you're going to end up getting your station. You have your Brillo pad and your soldering iron here. No higher than 4, please. We can wet our sponge in the sink in there. Here's your 3 resistors. We just get out of the bucket. Grab you a sample board out of the bucket here. Everybody gets a board, puts their name on it. Here's the resistors. Here's the wire. Okay, just going to give you a little bit of a demo here, and then I'm going to turn you guys loose on it. So, Western Union being the most pain part about this task. As you can see, I've stripped this much wire off this end. I'm going to take these aircraft quality line stripping tools that we provide for you here. We have 20 gauge wire. We're going to be in the 20 gauge hole there to strip it. We're going to learn more about that as we get to wiring boards. I'm going to just simply go like that and give it a quick, well, I'm trying to strip a lot. This is actually a total pain, okay? It could take like 10 times to make this perfect. I don't expect this to look perfect. The main point is know what a Western Union is and how to make one. You wrap several wraps around this. NASA standards. There's videos on Blackboard for you to watch that, and also the handout. So there you have it. I've made a not so perfect looking Western Union. You can't pull it apart. Then we're going to solder that to make sure it stays good. Now, if you get it as close to perfect as you can get, you're going to end up having that, and then we cut it. Once you have this loop, now we're going to cut it. You're welcome to figure out how to do this yourself. This is one way. I'm going to cut it like that, cut it like that. The trick is making that insulation stay on here when you go to strip it, because it tries to pull it all off. And it's super frustrating. Again, stick it back in that 20. I want to take off at least that much. But I'm going to cheat for the purpose of this. I'm going to make that insulation stay on there by grabbing this other end of it. Well, I'm going to try to. And sure enough, it worked. So it didn't come off. You're welcome to figure out how you want. Razor blade, whatever. This is not what we would do in aircraft world. This is just what we're doing in here for this lab. It's a little bit of a pain in the, you know, PETA, the acronym. All right, we're trying not to make this video take for stinking ever. All right, then we're gonna go like this and do it again. Not pretty. Is it the right dimension? Not very close, but we're gonna make it work. This one here will work. We're gonna use it. And then your straight piece of wire, strip it, okay? Then you're gonna get your board. I had one started yesterday. Pick a board, any board. I set my sample board on my perfect board. Boy, that's actually pretty darn good too. A lot of them in here are good. Anyways, just gonna take this one and we're gonna show you how to remove the solder from it to begin with, okay? So, first of all, I'm gonna get my soldering iron and I'm gonna clean it up with a wet sponge. I wanna shove it in that Brillo pad a little bit, make it nice and shiny. Ooh, don't grab that. I almost accidentally always grab that. That will burn the living crap out of you if you touch that. And it burns like instant sear. It ain't no, oh, this is hot. No, shh, forget it. It's too late. Okay, so heat this post up out here. Don't melt the plastics. You guys can see what I'm doing there. Heat the post up, and it's starting to heat. I can pull this wire right off here. Ouch. Use some gloves. Use some pliers. Get that. The trick is getting this old solder off. It's kind of a pain, but you got to get it hot. And once you have it hot enough, you literally can just lift this wire off. Well, I'm not making it look as nice as I could. Just try not to burn yourself. And it helps if you have this thing called helping hands, which I'll bring to class hopefully and show you. I need to go buy my own. Soldering's not something I had to do a lot of in the field, in the heavies, world of the heavies, but I did have to solder a push-to-talk switch every once in a while when they'd have them written up. So we're gonna get this other one off here. We have this other stuff we use called solder the wick here. And this stuff here is awesome. You could put this on here, heat this post up. I'm sure I've got you in the video here. My other video was so bad I had to redo it. So then I'm gonna wick some of that solder off there. You can like this, and it once you get it hot enough, it just kind of wicks into this copper braid. It takes some practice. But I'm going to just take this wire off and solder one on here to show you. But you can see how having that helping hands would help hold this silly thing in place while you could tape it to the counter. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm sick of it moving around on me. Bugger. So I used to just use tape. We didn't have helping hands at work when I had to solder those switches. I just tape it to the control column so it didn't freaking try to get away from me. Okay? And make sure you do one wire at a time so you don't have to go follow the wiring diagram and figure out where what you goofed up when it don't work. So don't make that mistake. All right, so now we're back to this. Heat this sucker up. Now it won't move on me. Woohoo! Got her done. Okay. All right, now we're gonna tin our solder iron. Let's clean it. Clean it. Clean it. I like having that thing clean, and tin will make your life so much easier in here. So we're gonna tin it. We just put a little bit on there. Ooh, try not to breathe that. It's not good for you. I need to put the SDS in there for you too. I will. Anyways, oh shoot. We have a little bit of problem, Houston. Get that off there. It's stuck to it. Oopsie daisy. Okay, we got a little carried away. All right, so now let's put that back in there. Don't burn the cord. Make sure you're always cognizant of where that iron's at. That sucker's a deadly burning tool. I'm going to show you how to do a resistor. Well, actually, we'll do the wire. You're going to know. The resistors are the funnest. They're the easiest. So I'm just going to bend that wire around the posts, and you can put it on there a little better with a pair of pliers if you want. Bend it on there good and tight. Good and tight. And then we're going to take this solder iron. Again, don't touch that sucker like I try to every time. Like a DA. That's another acronym. Okay, they're bad word acronyms, but you know, you shouldn't do that. Okay, but we are mechanics. All right, so let's try to keep it clean. All right, so once this gets heated up properly, like magic, it'll draw that solder in. You don't put this, don't do this, don't weld with the solder iron and the soldering material. You just heat the post and see, look at this. It's drawing solder into it. Don't touch it like I almost did again. Woohoo, man. We got some good solder on there. Nice and shiny. Don't get too down far in that plastic white thing there. We can untape this and move it. Because then you will burn the little plasticky posts and that won't be pretty. So now we're going to heat this side of it. Heat that side of the joint. And draw a little bit of solder into there. Just like that. See how it's magically kind of pooling up a little? Oh, nice. And if you get too close on this solder, you need to get longer. It'll get hot too. Okay, and that's it. That is it. And you can see how that's just your first one. You guys are going to attempt the rest of them. But you can see how shiny that is. See how shiny that is? You don't need a ton of it. We're not trying to, you know, make it. But it's got to be nice and secure. And it is. And that's kind of the beginning of that project. You guys are going to figure it out. And you need to have your safety goggles today. And each person will get a new one. Okay, thank you.